Hello everyone, welcome to TechMind Investing, where logic meets the market. Recently, a piece of tech news stirred up discussions across the market. Meta is reportedly considering purchasing Google's AI chips, the TPU series. As soon as this news came out, investors immediately looked toward NVIDIA because Meta is one of NVIDIA's largest customers, and NVIDIA happens to be the core supplier of AI computing power. So naturally, the big question appeared. If Meta begins adopting Google TPU at scale, will this shake NVIDIA's leadership? Could this even be the beginning of a major downfall? But the deeper we look into this industry, the clearer a more objective conclusion becomes. This is a big news headline, yes, but it does not redefine the AI landscape. It does not fundamentally threaten NVIDIA, and it is far from being a disaster. Meta's move represents diversification in supply, not replacement of suppliers. For NVIDIA, this is not collapse. It's simply a new stage of competition in a growing market. To understand why, we need to begin with Meta's motives. Over the past 2 years, Meta has invested massively in large language models. From Llama 2 to Llama 3 and now Llama 4, the scale of these models keeps increasing. And when model size increases, training cost and computing demand explode exponentially. If parameters double, compute demand may grow 5 or even 10 times. Meta must ensure hardware supply is stable. Otherwise, model development slows, innovation slows, everything slows. Meanwhile, NVIDIA GPUs are still in global shortage. Everyone is fighting to buy H200 and Blackwell. Under that reality, Meta exploring alternative suppliers is logical and expected. Meta has never relied solely on NVIDIA. It also bought AMD GPUs and even built its own AI accelerators. Considering TPU this time is just another step in a multi-supplier strategy, not a switch of allegiance. It isn't NVIDIA being abandoned, it's Meta reducing risk and increasing flexibility. But because NVIDIA is so dominant in AI, even small signs of diversification cause waves in the market. Investors react because they fear revenue loss, slower growth, or collapsing monopoly. But to assess real impact, emotion is not enough. We must look at the technology. So let's compare TPU versus GPU clearly. TPU, Google's tensor processing unit, is designed specifically for AI matrix computation. In large-scale training, especially with TensorFlow, TPU can deliver high efficiency at a lower cost. Meta sees this and finds it attractive. But NVIDIA GPU is not about one-shot performance. Its power is in versatility. GPUs can handle training, inference, graphics, video computing, and support PyTorch, TensorFlow, JAX, practically any framework. They adapt to every stage of the AI pipeline. Yet even that is not the most important part. The real battlefield is ecosystem. NVIDIA's CUDA is not just software, it is a civilization. A fully matured ecosystem built over more than a decade. CUDA includes low-level kernel libraries, high-level inference optimization frameworks, deployment tools, quantization tools, distributed training support, developer tooling, tens of thousands of tutorials, courses, community support, and integration with nearly every AI platform on Earth. The cost of leaving CUDA is massive companies must rewrite code, retune models, retrain engineers, re-architect infrastructure. For most businesses, that cost is unacceptable. For startups, it's impossible. This is NVIDIA's moat, not just chips, but gravity, a force that keeps the entire industry orbiting around it. TPU, by contrast, works best with TensorFlow. But the industry has already shifted toward PyTorch, especially in frontier model research. TPU is powerful, but limited in compatibility. Great for Google, maybe great for Meta, but not universally adoptable. So when we ask, can TPU replace GPU? The honest answer is no. TPU can coexist. TPU can supplement. TPU can reduce cost for hyperscalers. But TPU cannot replace the standard. At least not today, not tomorrow, and not in the foreseeable near future. Now let's evaluate long-term impact. Short-term, Yes, the market reacts. News headlines trigger volatility. Investors panic. Some worry NVIDIA may lose orders. But long-term, the landscape looks very different. First, global AI compute demand is skyrocketing. Governments want compute. Enterprises want compute. Every AI startup needs compute. LLMs are expanding into business intelligence, automation, supply chain, medicine, finance, education. Nearly every sector will adopt AI in the next 5 years. This is not a zero-sum market. Even if Meta buys TPU, Meta will still need GPUs, lots of them, because GPUs remain the general-purpose backbone. Second, demand is growing faster than production capacity. Even if Meta reduces GPU consumption, those GPUs will easily be bought by someone else. Buyers are lining up OpenAI, Microsoft, Tesla, AWS, ByteDance, Tencent, startups everywhere. There is no shortage of demand. Third, and most important CUDA, is the lock. NVIDIA is the key. The industry standard is not decided by chip speed. It's decided by who everyone builds on. NVIDIA is default. NVIDIA is the starting point. NVIDIA is the training ground of every new AI engineer entering the field. TPU is a tool. GPU is infrastructure. That is the difference. So Meta buying TPU is not the fall of NVIDIA. It is simply a sign that AI has entered a multi-supplier era, a healthy stage of growth. The true takeaway is not fear, but expansion. The pie is getting bigger. The industry is moving toward diversity. The future may include GPU, TPU, ASIC, self-developed chips, hybrid accelerators, but the foundation, the universal platform, the interoperability layer remains NVIDIA for now. In summary, Meta buying TPU is not NVIDIA's disaster. It may shake emotions, but it does not shake fundamentals. The moat is deep. The ecosystem is sticky. The industry still runs on CUDA. As the AI wave accelerates, NVIDIA is still positioned at the core, not because of chips alone, but because the world has built itself on top of NVIDIA. End of narrative, and now I want to hear from you. Do you think Meta using TPU will weaken NVIDIA's dominance? And more importantly, who do you believe will be the ultimate winner of the AI hardware race? Leave a comment. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And if you enjoy this kind of deep analysis, feel free to subscribe and like the video. Your support helps us bring more high-quality investing content here on TechMind Investing.